Welcome back to Championship Court here at the 2025 Vlasic Classic Cincinnati Open. Women's opening round action here between Shelby Bates and Nicole Eugenio. There's a look at Shelby Bates, the all-coral outfit, 33 years old from Jupiter, Florida. Nicole Eugenio on the top of your screen. Nice passing shot there off the forehand wing.
Yeah, nice forehand there from Eugenio. She is somewhat of a sleeper in this draw.
Why do you say that?
Because she's really good and nobody really expects her
That was some very detailed analysis as to why her game makes her a sleeper. Thank you.
She's very good at pickleball.
No, Nicole has made some deep runs in draws, and she's kind of that player that really gives you a tough time. There's never really an easy match against her.
Bates pulls that wide.
And because she's very good pickleball.
I could say that.
Well, you know, Dorian, I always make a comment, Dorian has some question straight out of that comment. And, you know, sometimes the brain just doesn't work that way.
For you, that's frequently. Side out. And fellas, we've seen on the men's side, and we talked about it through our first two matches, we have seen upsets across the board. Is there anyone that's particularly vulnerable in the women's draw?
I honestly think Kat Stewart has a chance of taking her first gold medal here on the APP Tour. She has been playing very well as of late. Had an ankle injury last year that forced her out of the rest of the year.
We saw Stewart make a bit of a run in Fort Lauderdale.
No.
There's too much there on the forehand from Bates.
Again, momentum moving forward as she's hitting this and just carries it a little long.
6-3.
Oh, Eugenio getting off to somewhat of a comfortable lead right now, but nothing's really comfortable in rally scoring. That ball was just deep.
The call stands. Point in favor of Eugenio.
So a few balls spraying off the paddle of Bates right now. And I do think that wind is picking up just a little bit more coming from behind Bates.
Oh, wow, she got it.
She got this one too. Yep.
Oh, and just missed it.
Wow, nice little cat and mouse up at the kitchen line from these ladies. Good rundown from Eugenio back at the baseline. Then sets her feet on this forehand, but goes just wide.
4-8.
That's a good backhand there from Bates. Heavy roll puts the pressure on Eugenio.
It's a good adjustment from Bates right now from the previous few ground strokes. So she took something off that, and you said it, Chad, put some roll on it, some shape.
Well,
just clipped the net there. Another point for Bates as she's back within two.
Bates was playing with the Onyx paddle, and she was playing with a 10 mil.
Yeah.
That just, it had the power, but it didn't have the control. Bates has since switched over to Yola, playing with the new Agassi paddle. That ball didn't come up right there. We're going to get a timeout from Eugenio.
A timeout taken on the court as Shelby Bates has ripped off 4 straight points to get back within 1. Beyond cleaning up the errors, because that has always been the Achilles heel for Shelby Bates, what's been different here over this last handful of points?
Well, again, you clean up the errors, but it was the shape she's putting on it now instead of the power, right? She was trying to hit through a lot of those balls early on. Now she's created a little more shape. She's made that adjustment. And, you know, Chad, you hit on it. with the paddle she used to use, the Onyx, the 10 mil. She would always go back and forth between the 10 mil and the 14 mil Onyx paddle, and I spent a lot of time on court with Shelby and kind of that discussion of, okay, do we want more power, do we want more shape? And for her game, I always wanted a little more shape. I wanted her a little more control.
Enough power.
Right. She came from tennis, a very high tennis background, and she always had the power. She didn't need the extra, and so going with that 14 mil and now switching over to the Yola Agassi paddle, it has enough jump on it. She just got to create that shape.
Oh, just painting
every
three
line right
lines
now.
in a row right there.
8 all.
She hit the same spot, it seemed like 3 times.
Just wide right there from Eugenio, and it looks like, that we saw that ball didn't come up for Eugenio before the timeout, so Bates trying to expose that back corner again, and now the missed return. So what was somewhat of a comfortable lead for Eugenio has been erased.
6-point run for Shelby Bates. Another line.
You saw Eugenio like,
are you kidding me?
what? How does she keep hitting that same spot?
Her and Bates are laughing at it because she hit the serve on the line and then the ball on the sideline on the line too. They're laughing about it. How many lines are you going to dot here?
That time Bates into the net. Another point for Eugenio. She gets back on serve, but now finds herself trailing by 1 after a 7-point run by Shelby Bates.
Well, that's rally scoring for you.
You were just chock full of fantastic analysis this morning.
But I'm just saying,
I know.
it happens so quickly in rally scoring.
And just like that, 10 all. That's why you fellas have talked about, since we've gone to the rally scoring format in singles, that no lead is safe.
No.
Too big. She got really big on the backswing right there and whips that back cross court way too much on that swing. She's got to stay short.
Do you like the decision to go cross court, or is it just the length of the backswing?
I do, but cross court, she got to be shorter with it. So almost try and hit the tee from the kitchen line to the sideline.
And puts that long, so the error's creeping in for Bates in the late stages, and they've given Eugenio a 2-point lead.
Well, when you're trying to hit with as much power as Bates is right there, if your timing isn't spot on and you don't close the face on one of them, that ball just sprays. And again, right there, trying to quadruple up on that back corner that she's been hitting, but again, the face just lags a little bit right there, so she ends up pushing the ball rather than accelerating through it.
And now it's Bates that's taking a timeout following a 3-point run from Eugenio as we get close to the 15-point mark here in the opening game of our round of 32 women's singles matchup. Our semifinals for the men are set. Those are still to come here on this Singles Thursday at the 2025 APP Vlasic Classic Cincinnati Open. As we take a look at the men's singles bracket, you'll notice some names are missing in the semifinals. No Chris Hayworth, no Will Howes. They lost. Only really the bottom half of the draw looks somewhat usual.
Well, and Irizarry, in somewhat of a controversial call back in Fort Lauderdale a couple of weeks ago, had the opportunity to knock out Will Howes and would have ended up in the final. So he's back to playing some good form in singles as we see him in the semifinals.
Point for Eugenio out of the timeout, and it's a game point for her. And fellas, we've got to talk in game number 2 about the top half of that men's singles bracket, because that is where it was laid to waste this morning.
14-10.
Eugenio ends it with a 6-point run of her own to capture game number 1, 15-10 over Shelby Bates. Game 2 coming up next here in Cincinnati.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
When I have pain from arthritis, I grab BioFreeze. Unlike Voltaren, BioFreeze provides fast-acting relief. I can apply it to more areas of my body, and it's NSAID-free. Cool the pain, so I can get back on the court.
The APP is sponsored by the Botanist Island Dry Gin, distilled with 22 wild botanicals. Road to Pro. Unlock your potential with the official sock of the APP Tour. And C&D Nets, the highest quality nets made in the USA. Welcome back as we get ready for Game 2 here in our women's singles round of 32 matchup. Shelby Bates at the top of your screen dropped game number 1, 15-10 to Nicole Eugenio. Is that one long off of the paddle?
Well, Bates moving inside the baseline there and trying to take away the timing of Eugenio, but she just gets too far on top of that ball. Oh, and we'll just go balls deep, balls deep.
And a missed serve there from Bates. And Dom, you've worked with Shelby extensively, and you know her really well. And when she gets into these moments where you can hear her talking to herself on court,
it's just... It's focus, right? It's just a matter of let's regroup. It's use your timeouts well, use them, accordingly. You have 2. You really don't want to use one right this second, but maybe one more point gets away. Hey, let's stop this right away. Let's regroup. That's a good ball right down the line from Bates. But again, that's the thing is no one's harder on Shelby than Shelby. Mm-hmm. And so that's her biggest issue is just staying positive.
Very similar to Richard Liverneys Jr. in that respect.
Oh, no.
Oh, excuse me, winner over the net.
And then you get the little roll up.
It's just not working.
It doesn't want to go on the other side of the net there.
All right, she got it.
Had the opening, but caught the net instead.
No, just caught that volley back behind her. But, yeah, that's the right ball to come forward on. It's a perfect deep ball to the corner there. Well, that one just flattened out.
It's opened up a 4-point lead for Eugenio here in this second game after she took the first 15-10.
6-2.
They're just spraying it wide right now as Bates taking a timeout. 5-point advantage for Eugenio. Timeout on the court. We will step away for a quick timeout and a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Championship Court here at the 2025 Vlasic Classic Cincinnati Open, our round of 32 matchup on this singles Thursday. Nicole Eugenio in control, up a game and 5 points over Shelby Bates, up 7-2. Bates taking the timeout. We saw the errors start to creep in. Mental lapses a little bit. How does Bates dial it back in?
Well, good point right here out of the timeout.
Yeah, and just trying to reel in the frustration right now because she started slapping the ball a little bit harder. And then the timing is off for Bates right now. You can see that the contact point is changing as far as, yes, we're hitting it clean, we're good, and then that last ball there is almost level with the body, almost behind it.
Missed return. What's the key to cleaning up timing?
Earlier preparation. You have the paddle back in position, ready at the bounce so you can start coming forward to it.
Footwork, set your feet early, right? Like Chad's talking about early preparation. That's better right there.
So, well, that ball's in, but if you're watching Bates right now, I want you to watch the bounce of the ball and where her paddle is. And right now you'll see ball bounces, now take back. So you see how she's late on that? It needs to be a little bit early. You see it go to the backhand. We take it back, ball bounces, now we're coming forward.
So you're seeing a very, very big backswing too now from Bates, almost trying to hit a little too big, right? And you're trying to make up for it all in 1 point where you need to just play 1 point at a time. And what did you see on the flip? And sorry, Dorian, what do you see on the flip side too from Eugenio? Is everything short, compact, sweet, keeping balls in play. Margins are bigger.
Cross-court winner there from Bates. And it's very common for athletes that have a ton of power to try and hit their way out of a situation like this, and you can end up overhitting. Oh, that was a wicked winner off the forehand wing.
Well, Paige trying to cut this one and hit a little drop shot here. Not going to happen.
A straight game affair here on Championship Court as Nicole Eugenio is through 15-10, 15-4. We will hear from her when we come back here at the APP Vlasic Classic Cincinnati Open.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Unsuspecting friends? Check. Epic water displacement? Big check. A work of art that's only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
People play pickleball for exercise, competition, or to hang out with friends. What your reason is doesn't matter to Gamma. What matters is that you play, that you enjoy playing with passion, and you have so much fun you can't wait to play again. At Gamma, we offer paddles perfect for all levels, including yours. Because pickleball is about you, the player, and what feels right. Pickleball is your game. Make Gamma your paddle. Play to live, live to play. Gamma Pickleball.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
When you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
The APP is sponsored by AARP, helping your health and happiness live as long as you do. The James, the official hospital of the APP Tour. And Centerline Athletics, performance apparel created by and for pickleball players.
Well, Nicole Eugenio takes out the 10-seed Shelby Bates in the first round, moving her all over the court. A fantastic performance from her. Look for her to go deep today. She's courtside with Dominic Catalano.
All right, I'm with Nicole Eugenio. Congratulations on your first round matchup against Shelby Bates. Win it in 2. Game 1, little back and forth. Shelby was dotting some lines. You looked a little frustrated, but figured it out. And then into Game 2, you were just striking the ball really well. And you said to me off camera, just keeping the ball in. Was that the game plan?
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like when I play singles, I'm one of the short person on tour, so all I have to do is like try to make more balls than I like. That's how I win points, to be honest. And yeah, Shelby was hitting lines in the first game, and the ball was skidding through the line. I could not do anything, but I'm happy to come out with a win.
And then talking about moving forward, you're playing Shannon Pretorius second round. Chad and I were talking. Don't mess with Nicole. Don't go to sleep on Nicole. She's playing really well, striking the ball well. What's the game plan against Shannon?
Make more balls again. Shannon is a great player. She's very consistent, and I probably would want to make more moves, go in the kitchen more, because I feel like she's consistent in the baseline, and I just have to play bigger with it.
All right, well, congratulations, Nicole. Moving on to the second round. We'll take a break here from Championship Court. Be back with our next matchup on Championship Court at the APP Vlasic Classic Cincinnati Open.